It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, welcome to rAVe TV.
Welcome, everyone. It's day 3 of InfoComm 2024.
It's Friday, right around noon.
Yeah.
And we are here actually in the AVI-SPL booth intentionally. Now, rAVe TV is sponsored by Shure and Sharp.
Yes.
And we are honored, during trade show, we're honored to have them part of our coverage of InfoComm 2024. And by the way, all of our coverage of InfoComm 2024 is at ravepubs.com/InfoComm. And I guess what Kayye told me?
What?
We shot over 1,300 videos so far in the first 2 days of the show.
That's
so
very
we're going
true.
to definitely eclipse 1,600 videos here at InfoComm, the most we've done since 2019.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
The show floor has been busy. Everyone's been excited.
It's been really
about the
busy.
show. Yeah.
I kind of met up with Dave Labuscus yesterday, and he's really thrilled. He said, I feel like trade shows are back.
Yeah. Oh, I
and
totally agree.
They are. I mean, there's only so much we can get from a virtual experience, and you know, we've done the best with that we can on launch.
Yeah.
LAVNCH.com, by the way, if you're watching.
And by the way, we are going to have a replay InfoComm 2024 in launch. So go ahead and sign up. But we are coming to you
go ahead
live.
and sign up, because that is. But I just think there just is nothing quite like being at the show yourself.
Yeah, we've been honored to be here, and we've been treated really well by everybody. We've gone to we're literally going to have gone to 800 booths by the end of today. And as you know, this is our live TV show that comes to you everywhere every Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Exactly.
live, and then we restream at noon Eastern time. And today's our 4th live show from the show floor. It's Friday, and we're going to end the broadcast with me doing a second walkthrough tour of
the
C
central hall.
I did the first main aisle.
Cool.
Now I'm going to go back through the middle. And a lot of UC companies in this section of the hall, so I think it's definitely going to be worth watching.
It's going to be worth watching, and you know, maybe even for me, because I haven't gotten to spend a ton of time in the UC section.
Yeah, I like the hall. I like the West Hall is awesome because all the display companies there, but I actually have preferred the Central Hall. I've really enjoyed the Central Hall. What are we going to talk about first, Steph? What do you want to do first? Because I've got some products to talk about.
Yeah, tell me.
By the way, we should talk about this.
Let's talk about this.
Behind us.
If you've noticed this beautiful 217-inch display behind us, this is a Sharp display. Gary, I think you have the exact model number.
Yeah, I'll give you the model number, and also it's what's that? Almost 16 feet by 9 feet. Basically, is what you're looking at here.
1.2 millimeter pixel pitch.
Pixel pitch, and I'll give you the exact model number. Might as well just go ahead and give you the model number.
Yes.
So you have it. It is the. I'll take off my glasses. It is it's part of the Sharp line. It's LED-E012I-217 for 217 inches.
Yes.
It's an all-in-one.
It's awesome.
It comes packaged that way with the trim. Just plug in an HDMI cable. You drive the monitor. Two people can take that product and put it together in a few hours. So it is pretty awesome. I'm impressed.
Yeah, so this was kind of born out of a partnership between Sharp and AVI-SPL, and I actually talked to AVI-SPL's Kayye Bousman the other day, who told me all about this partnership.
I've known Kayye for like 25 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen her today, but I love her. I'm glad you did an interview. So we're
going
to run that?
Let's run that really quick, because she's going to tell me exactly about what this partnership entailed to get this display and this booth.
So that gives me a minute to rest here before we come back.
So, hey everyone, Steph, Beckett here at InfoComm 2024 in the beautiful Las Vegas. I am here in the AVI-SPL booth. It is a lovely day, very busy in here, and I'm joined by Kayye Bousman. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, it's just amazing to see the crowds of people coming into InfoComm, to see all the smiling faces and the interest. It's amazing.
Well, the interest is very clear. I will say there is a reason you guys won our 2024 Favorite Integrator Reader's Choice Award, so I'm sure a lot of our readers are here coming to see why you guys are the favorite integrators, so that's exciting.
Thank you. We couldn't be more proud. We're absolutely thrilled. And as you saw, we're showcasing it at the entry to our booth. We're so very pleased.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I also wanted to talk, there is a absolutely gorgeous display behind us due to a collaboration you guys did with Sharp. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have been a long-standing partner with Sharp, And more than anything in our booth, this Sharp display is our showpiece. Sharp graciously volunteered to install, and they did it in record time. I'm telling you, this wall went up in a matter of hours yesterday. It is well over 200 inches. It's direct view LED. It's 4K. And as you can see, the image is absolutely stunning. And so when Sharp offered to partner with us, we graciously accepted. And then we started thinking, what will this wall do? What will it say? What will this mean as part of our booth? And for us this year, our theme has been how to think beyond, right? And I think we were talking about, like, people come to InfoComm to learn about the new technology that will be coming to market. What will the new displays do? How will audio be distributed? But what we're trying to do is to think beyond what the technology itself does to how our customers and our users want to apply it in new ways, right? It isn't about how it's built, it's about how it's used. And what's really cool is that AVI-SPL and Sharp collaborated here to transform something that might just be considered a video wall to being our welcome, our entry point, the way we describe our Think Beyond theme. We're using it as a messaging platform and not just as like a beacon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So something that I have seen a lot at this show in particular is how experience is very, very important. So I feel like experience kind of goes with those new applications that are beyond what we've seen mostly at InfoComm. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, technology is only successfully applied when it creates the experience you hoped it would generate.
Yeah.
And for us, the experience we want people who are visiting our booth today, we want them to understand how we're reimagining the way technology can be applied to change the way we're working together, to change the way we're teaching, to change the way that we're communicating at a new scale that still feels very intimate, right? And so ultimately, what we're all here at InfoComm to learn is how are we going to create new experiences and how will technology fuel them? And Sharp has always been a partner to us who has even brought us new ideas. Even in this case, they've brought us a video wall, a direct view LED video wall that is actually a bundle.
Yeah.
Like, it's already pre-configured. It can ship quickly. 20 different variations are in stock. It can be ready whenever we need it to deploy for the customer. And as I mentioned, it goes up in hours. But that readiness is because we're seeing so many more customers interested in creating unique experiences that, like, for example, here, it's a video wall that is intended to greet our visitors at InfoComm to get them to think beyond what they know about AVI-SPL, but it could just as well be an entryway in an office lobby.
Yeah.
And it could be used to have that company greet its visitors with personal messaging, or while people are waiting to be escorted to their meeting, to be thinking about ways they could be applying that technology, showing them different ways that the company could use the technology to greet its own visitors.
How did the idea of Think Beyond come into fruition when you guys were choosing content to show?
So we'd like to have a theme every year. And last year's theme was, how are we going to shape the future? And this year's theme was, if we're going to think beyond, in order to keep shaping that future, we have to constantly be thinking beyond where we are now. So here, we wanted people, that's kind of an aspirational message about realizing potential, right? And so there's a reason why everything moves up on the wall. You're wanting to look up to beyond the horizon. We also wanted people to think of it as ways to even explore through social media, right? Everything is working in columns and it's scrolling up as you might scroll up through stories on your phone.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of give bits of information that were, maybe just little snippets of what we do, but shown in ways that could draw the eye and move you to think beyond literally as you're looking through the scrolling content.
Well, that's very cool. Thank you so much for telling me more about this. It is absolutely gorgeous. I can see why people are flocking to your booth. C7031, by the way, if you were at InfoComm and want to come check it out. And Sharp is actually in the West Hall. I can't exactly remember the booth number, but I will include it in the description. But Kelly, thank you again so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
All right, and don't forget on our side, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm to see all of our coverage of the show. We'll see you next time. I'm Steph Beckett. Bye.
Kelly's awesome. Kelly, I remember working with Kelly with projector people at AVI years ago.
Yeah.
She's done an amazing job. She's my PR contact at AVI-SPL. Always professional, and she's done a phenomenal job for AVI-SPL. But we are here in the AVI-SPL booth in the C Hall. I would love to run through some products.
Yeah, tell me.
And I actually have some, we're going to show the video of some of these products as we're going through this, because I want to show you a couple things. Now, you've already seen this, Steph.
Yes.
This is what you're looking at now is the Samsung micro LED, and it's the transparent version of it. And we saw this originally at ISE.
Yes.
The content is so much
it's
better
different.
here at InfoComm. I thought they did a better job with the content. It shows the value of a transparent LED much better.
Yes.
Another thing I want to show you is that PPDS is now calling themselves Philips.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Okay.
We don't have to say PPDS anymore. It's now Philips. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm excited about that.
That is big news.
Here's another really cool thing. I was in the Planar booth yesterday.
Oh, I haven't gotten to go over there.
Yeah, you should, and let me tell you why. They did something I've never seen before. I didn't shoot a video of it here. Here's a picture of it. This is a curved LED that is interactive. It is touch. It's a curved touch LED.
I don't think I haven't seen that.
I've never, ever seen curved touch ever. So that was really kind of cool to see.
That must have been really hard to develop.
I don't know how they did it, but Planar figured it out.
Yeah.
But I think TSI Touch is part of it. But listen, check this video out. This is in the LG booth. This is transparent OLED and a marvelous example of using it in a real-world bakery application.
Okay.
And that is look. If I had a reason to have a transparent OLED, I would definitely have a transparent OLED.
A reason.
I almost want to try to figger out a reason that I can have a transparent OLED. Because I just love the technology, but I don't have a reason.
That's
to have
incredible.
One. I do want a big OLED TV in my house, though.
I think that it's good for us to have goals and dreams.
That's right. And I want. LG introduced a 110-inch LCD.
Oh yeah.
110-inch LCD. If you want to see that, go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm. We shot a video of it. Type in LG in the video search window.
Well,
yes, 110-inch LCD. The biggest I've seen is 100-inch. So that's 110-inch. That is 10 inches more.
Very cool. Well, all of my favorite things, Gary, you know that I'm, an artsy kind of person, so I really love when people blend.
No purple hair today, though.
No purple hair right now, but I really like when people blend technology and art. That's something that I find really interesting and cool. And I spent a lot of time in the Christie booth the other day, and I was looking at the stage, and I said, what is this entire piano wrapped in micro tiles?
Are you showing it? We're going to show a picture?
Yeah, let's show a video. I have made Stuart walk around the entire thing to show that it's micro tiles wrapped all the way around. So I have that video that we're going to show you. Absolutely incredible. And then someone came on stage and played it.
Yes,
so
it's actually a band that's touring with it.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the band, but they're actually touring with this piano that's been wrapped in LEDs.
Something Corporate.
Yeah,
right? Something Corporate?
I don't remember.
No, that's the band name. Something corporate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think.
That is the name? Okay. There you
Someone
go.
tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right.
They're actually going to tour around with that piano. That was a really cool thing they did.
I think that's cool because you can see the micro tile. The thing about a concert is there are seats all around. Yeah. So even if you're sitting in the corner, you can see that micro tile on the piano. So I thought that was a really cool thing.
It's just another experience using our technology in our industry.
Yeah.
And what's been your favorite thing you've noticed on the show? Is there one thing, or what do you think? We were kind of talking offline. You said you were going to say no.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have like any one thing that is my favorite thing on the show floor. I don't think that there is like a new technology that is necessarily like blown my mind or anything. But
it's been a good show.
It's been a good show, and I've been very pleased to see. I've been saying this for a couple years now. This is probably the third trade show I've said this, but people are no longer leaning into products on podiums. We're leaning into, hey, here is how this product is being used. Here's why this is cool, instead of me just throwing a bunch of specs at you.
Yeah.
One, because integrators, this is their job to make this an experience. Let them see what this can do so that they want to specify it. And two, Avixa wants more end users to come to this show.
Yeah.
If you just have a product, a black box on a pedestal, what does that mean to an end user?
Well, unless you're black box. If you're blackbox.com,
yes,
you want to have a black box sitting on a pedestal.
Sure.
Right? So you got to be honest.
But if you want end users to come to the show, that's not the way to get them here.
Yeah,
you show them what these things can absolutely do.
Well, I think that the brands have done a really good job of that this year. Actually setting up, more than ever before, setting up experiences.
Experiences. That's the word that I keep hearing everyone use.
I will say one thing. Did you notice how few virtual production sets there are on the show floor?
Yes.
I think that was a big thing last year, and I think people realized that without really good content, it doesn't make sense to have those, and it's hard to get really good content unless you're actually making a movie or a TV show with it.
And two, people who are actually speccing this have so much money.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, like, it's just so much more than a lot of the things that we're seeing. It's just expensive.
And it's a very specialized application, although they're bringing in the live events market.
Yes.
Excuse me. The coolest product I saw demoed on the show floor is the Panasonic Kayye. Panasonic Connects Kayye.
Okay.
They're showing it in a corporate production application, but it can also be used for esports. Mm-hmm. As far as technology, I would say the use of the multi-camera systems in UC, some of them are pretty incredible. The A-Link actually has one where you can actually put 9 cameras in the same room and actually create a heck of a cinematic meeting sort of experience.
Cool.
And of course, Logitech, their 2 meeting rooms inside their booth were beautiful.
Yep.
They did a really good job showing sight with AI.
Yep. And Hudley Crew is another one that's really great at doing this.
That up. You can actually use more cameras for Hudley Crew now. I think you can go up to 5.
Nice.
But I would say that AI was big, but cloud was bigger. More people are talking about cloud than AI on the show floor. About, at least 10 major brands, including LG as an example of that.
And I think that
introduced cloud management systems here on the show floor.
I think that cloud management is only going to become bigger in our industry. I think it could almost become the standard because it does really save people money and time.
I'm concerned if every brand has their own cloud management system, you can't expect a company like AVI-SPL to manage 15, 16, 18 different different software platforms. So Excite's XYTE.io's single pane of glass layer on top of that, I think, is a good way to go. So I think the more brands that introduce cloud management, the more likely it is that Excite's going to be required.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem that we run into if everyone has their own proprietary cloud management system. That can get a little hairy and a little difficult and maybe not simplifying things anymore. So yes, I think a company like Excite that can pull them onto their single pane of glass is going to be necessary.
Hey, listen to this. I want to show you something. This is
something.
This is the booth with the longest, besides the game, when we travel around. We should show some images of the game. Let's show some images of the game right now.
Good idea.
Show what it's like, what we're seeing, maybe a video clip of what we're seeing people play the game over the last couple of days. But the booth with the longest line consistently has been Q-SYS. Check out this line that they have in
their
people
demo,
lining up for their theater demo. It's been busy all day long, every day, and Q-SYS is like 10 years ago. Q-SYS didn't exist. I don't remember exactly the year they started. QSC started Q-SYS like 10 years ago. Now, 10 years later, third largest control platform in the market.
Yeah.
You could argue in some cases second largest, depending on the segment of the market. So, boy, have they come a long way in a short period of time.
They really have.
And everyone talks about them. So there's some really, and I love the little. This is going to sound stupid, but one of the coolest demos was this stupid little slot machine thing they had in the Spinetics booth that's controlled by Q-SYS.
Love that.
It's kind of a simple, keep it simple, stupid kind of demo, but it
Yeah.
shows how a signage player can be used more interactively. People do like gamification.
People love gamification. If that is one thing I know about our industry, it's that we like that.
All right,
so
I'm going to do I know you have another interview to show.
I do, so I'm going to show that while you got to get ready for our tour.
I'm going to do another show floor tour of the middle of the C Hall. So I'm going to walk down the middle aisle all the way down. We'll start here at New Line and go. So give me like 3 or 4 minutes.
Sure.
And my videographer's down there ready for me.
Okay.
And will come to me live and I'll do a show floor tour.
All right, sounds good. Can't wait to see it. Yes, so I met up with someone who seems like it would be interesting for me to interview them. It's Dan Ferrisi of Commercial Integrator. You might be thinking, Steph, why would you interview someone who is your technical competitor? It's because I think that he is a fantastic person and has really, really good insight about the show floor. We actually really like each other as people, and I think it's good for us to show, even though we're competitors, we can work together to talk about the trends on the show floor, to take into account what the other is seeing, because chances are I've seen things he hasn't seen, and he's seen things I haven't seen. So I talked to him about a few of his favorite trends and a few of the things he's noticed here at InfoComm 2024. So check this out, and then after this, we're going to go straight to Gary, who is going to show you guys exactly what Central Hall looks like on the last day of the show. Enjoy that. All right, see ya. Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at InfoComm 2024, joined by someone who is one of my favorite people in the industry, Dan Ferrisi of Commercial Integrator fame. So first of all, how has this show been for you? Because as journalists, I feel like we are just constantly dashing around to the next thing. So I was wondering if it has been that way also for you.
It has absolutely been that way, Steph. It's great to see you. Great to see the rAVe team as always. A show like this, I feel like I'm going a million miles a minute for 3 or 4 days. I'm just going to crash this weekend and relax. But at the same time, it's been stimulating. I love catching up with my AV Tweeps friends, trend spotting in the industry. It really feels like we're back, well beyond the pandemic. We are here back at the pre-pandemic level. Everyone's excited. Everyone's doing well.
I'm glad to hear that you also feel that it's excitement level of pre-pandemic. It's hard to tell exactly how busy the show has been because I think the halls are so separate.
Yeah.
But I think the excitement from everyone I've talked to, from manufacturers to attendees, has been so up there with 2019.
Yeah, the level of enthusiasm is really off the charts. I feel very confident. I feel very bullish about the future of the industry. I love especially the fact that we're focusing on experiences now more than just technology. This is my 20th InfoComm. And I remember going to InfoComms years ago, and you just see walls adorned with black boxes. Now we're looking at technology in situ. We're talking about how it's going to affect people's lives. I mean, integrators are memory makers. They're storytellers. They're smile generators. And that's what this show is about. And I love that focus on experience and outcome.
I'm glad you noticed that too. And a lot of the booths that I've been in, it's been about here's how you use this product, not here's what this product is. And I personally think it's because they're trying to get more end users to come to this show. If they have a black box sitting on a pedestal, what is that to an end user?
Yeah, 100%. An end user only cares about the experience, whether it's a professor or a technology manager in a campus, whether it's an IT director for a corporate facility. What they want is the outcome, whether it's a successful conference or a wildly successful boardroom meeting, education setting that really inspires students. What they want is the outcome. The technology is just a means to an end. And I think all of us love to geek out about the technology and just look at the spreadsheet, the spec sheet, and just are amazed by all that. But that's not really what the outcome is. The outcome is the smile that's generated by the happy client. And I think increasingly our industry has embraced that. I think this show reflects that, and I think it's going to redound to the benefit of all of us in this ecosystem.
That's awesome. So I wanted to ask you also about specific tech trends. Is there anything that you saw a ton of at this show that maybe you weren't expecting?
Well, I can't say I wasn't expecting it, but AI, of course, is on the tips of everyone's tongues. What I've really tried to do is find practical applications. I mean, obviously there's a lot of sizzle, there's a lot of hype. We all know AI is not a fad. We know it's not a flash in the pan. But I want to separate the sizzle from the steak. And I've seen some companies like X10AV, like Crestron, that I think have found some really unique and practical applications of AI. Whether it's cameras that are able to notice exactly where your face is so that the camera isn't catching your profile, but catching your face, or software that's able to kind of vet your design to make sure that the connections you're prescribing are exactly right. Real practical applications, that's what's impressing me, because what I want to know is how is AI, again, talking about experiences and outcomes, how is AI going to enhance the experience and the outcome, not just be cool for cool's sake?
Yes, and not be scary, because I think when AI first came on the scene in AV, everyone was quite frightened of, are we all going to be out of jobs? No, I think that there are a lot of things made to make our jobs easier, not necessarily to get rid of jobs. I don't think that will ever happen.
No, I completely agree. And I mean, we're journalists. We don't want to be replaced by news writing bots that can't write nearly as well as you can or I can. I think it's about giving us additional arrows in the quiver, additional tools in our toolkit to be able to do our jobs better, to help integrators do their jobs better. So it's a value add. It's about complementing the human beings, the people who cannot be replaced, but giving us additional tools so we can deliver better outcomes than we ever have before.
Was there anything that you were expecting to see on the show floor but didn't?
That's a very good question. What I would say is, I just not to get too specific, but Brittany DeCesare, Steve Greenblatt from Control Concepts, they're doing this movement called Healthy AV, talking about how you don't necessarily have to drink at shows, you don't necessarily have to stay out until 2 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but what I would say is I'm gratified to see a lot of people embracing that. I'm wearing the bracelet right now, Healthy AV. So I can't say I'm surprised that people have been embracing that movement, but I think people increasingly are recognizing when you go to shows like this, you want to be your best, you want to be focused, you want to be outcome driven once again. So I'm happy to see that more and more people are maybe jettisoning the drinks, jettisoning the party, and instead focusing on, let's make this an outcome driven show that's going to help our business, help our industry, and help us collectively grow.
I actually really like that, because with trade shows there comes a lot of social pressure that is sometimes just really, really hard to take, because you don't want to be rude, but you're like, I don't really want to go to a party until 4 a.m. if I have to come in and look my best and be my best at 7:30 the next morning and ask people like thoughtful questions and like be good at my job,
Yeah, absolutely. And not just for journalists, although of course that's absolutely true. We're on camera, we need to be ready, and we need to be sharp. But whether you're an integrator, whether you're a consultant, whether you're a vendor, you're here to do business. And I want to have fun. I want to take selfies. I want to connect with people. But you shouldn't do it to the point where you're not able to be professional anymore or anything like that. So I embrace the Healthy AV movement, and it's not a surprise, as I say, but it's gratifying to know that so many people have embraced it, and I think it's reflected here on the show floor.
Well, Dan, I know you have another appointment, so I will not keep you any longer, but I wanted to thank you for hopping on with me and wish you luck. You've done a lot of great things over at Commercial Integrator, so I have a lot of respect for you.
And I have a lot of respect for you, the entire team at rAVe Pubs. I think this is a perfect example of the fact that people can be competitors without being nasty to each other. I mean, we're all working together for the benefit of the industry. All of us want to do right by our clients, by the industry that we love and that we serve. I think this is a really nice thing.
Exactly. Well, have a good last day. Let's finish strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Get home safe.
All right. You too. All right.
All right, thanks, Steph. I'm going to take us out here at the end of rAVe TV. I'm going to do a live show floor tour of the backside, the second half of the C Hall, which is where all the UC companies are. New Line, of course, dominates education and some elements of corporate as well on collaboration. Their booth looks beautiful. I love the new logo and branding. I think it looks really good, and I think that the products-wise, they have one of the best interfaces for a collaboration company. We actually shot videos here on all the new Line products. You can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm and see all those videos. So check it out. This is kind of pan over and look at this so you can see what Hall C includes. Of course, we did rAVe TV live yesterday from the Shore booth, but let's head down here into the main aisle, and we're going to walk down and let you kind of see and feel what it's like. Of course, this is day 3. This is supposed to be the dead day, the day that nobody goes to a show, but you can see how busy the show is. This is busy for a third day of a show. Most times shows slow down quite a bit after a couple of days. And for a day 3, this is a busy day 3. Poly, of course, is back with all their collaboration stuff. In the last couple of years, Poly's made some really incredible moves. But this is a brand new kit called the G9 Plus. They just launched yesterday. You can read about it on our website at ravepubs.com. I actually wrote an article about it. We, of course, did an interview yesterday with Clint Hoffman of Lightwear and the Taurus brand. You can actually watch that booth tour we did yesterday at ravepubs.com/InfoComm. They are known for their USB-C transmission products. Of course, here's Wirestorm, another AV over IP company. They were one of the first companies to get into 10G AV over IP broadcasting. and their network HD products are the transmitter receiver products, and they have both 1 gig and 10 gig. There's D-Tools. Here's CVTE. Also, CVTE is interesting because you know them as a Max Hub, right? They're the company that makes Max Hub products. I think it's interesting that they have their own booth and they have their own collaboration line and their own. There you go. Look at that, Charles. But let's see. What else can we find down here? That ZV, of course, a lot of AV over IP companies, AV Pro Edge, ZV side by side, both AV over IP, different ways. One's doing it, comes from the broadcast market, one from the commercial AV market. Let's see, who's this? This is SoundTube. So SoundTube, actually, SoundTube's an interesting company. They're one of those companies that joined network audio early on and adopted Dante early on. And they can even drive speakers through the network. So what's cool about that is you can actually gain control of every single individual speaker rather than zone them the way that everyone else does, creating zones. Of course, Lumens, another UC company that builds PTZ cameras and UC products, document cameras as well. Smart Technologies is back on the show floor. For the last couple of InfoComms, they've had a hotel suite where they've introduced products, but Smart is back with a booth. It's a new display, a new-ish display company, KTC. The coolest thing I've seen from them is this lectern, which is it has a built-in touch monitor built into it. This would be great for university classrooms. Bluestream, again, another company with AV over IP. Bluestream has a multi-viewer, though, for their AV over IP system. A lot of companies don't have multi-viewers. ScreenBeam, wireless transmission and receiving in meeting rooms. EAW introduced a bunch of new products here. New line array speakers that are highly rated. I've heard a lot of people talking about neat. Boy, they have a neat looking booth. I like their style. It's really clean aesthetic. You may know that part of Neat has a heavy investment from Zoom, so they're very tied to Zoom. Kayye and Kayye is the little adapter company that Kayye started a few years ago, and Kayye here with their new, they phenomenal audio company, great loudspeakers, obviously, very well rated. This section from here back to the back is a lot of audio companies, and there's Yamaha. By the way, Yamaha, both brands of Yamaha are here. Yamaha Collaboration is no longer going to be Yamaha Collaboration, it's just going to be Yamaha. Remember, they're the old Revo Labs people, so they're just going to be known as part of Yamaha now. It's all going to be one company rather than the separate companies. Sonance. Now, this is interesting because Sonance has, for 25 years, been a high-end residential company, and they're here not only showing their residential products, but to stake a claim in the commercial market, saying, look, we make good enough speakers for high-end commercial as well, especially for a higher level of aesthetic. If you show them, if you don't mind showing them, they have a different aesthetic than most of the speaker companies, most of the commercial speaker companies do. And they have in-ceiling speakers, they have wall-mounted surface mount speakers, outdoor speakers. And so they have not just 4 ohm, 8 ohm, but now have 70 volt products as well, because they're coming after the commercial AV market. So it gives you another choice in speakers. So I want to show you one thing before we sign off here, because we haven't had a chance to show you this in a big way. But I want to show you the esports pavilion. This is esports 2.0, the second version of the esports pavilion. And I want you to see what Avixa has done and InfoComm has done for esports. Boise State is going to win the esports championship. They're blowing everybody away. They had 6 different universities here actually competing in esports, but this is an actual esports venue. And so I want to go out with Dalton walking through that and walk right across the front and show them all the technology in this. I hope you've enjoyed each day's coverage of rAVe TV live from the show floor. This is the last day of the show. I've enjoyed doing this with Steph, and we loved bringing this stuff to you live from the show floor. And so we'll take you out and remind you that All of our coverage is at raypubs.com/infocom. But I'll let you look at this esports venue, and then I'll be quiet.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.